Hi Sharks! Today I'm going to be doing something totally different. I have a couple old pots left that I need to use, but they are hideously ugly. They are old plastic pots that have faded, that had plants in them at one point, and they've been sitting for quite a long time. So today I'm going to paint them with acrylic paint, and I thought maybe you guys would like to see how that's done. And if you have some old pots at home, maybe you, instead of throwing them away, they can be recycled or reused. And hopefully I can make them beautiful. So let's get started. Okay, so basically I'm just grabbing some old acrylic paint that I have laying around. I don't use my acrylic paint much anymore, although I do want to. I'm going to start some mixed media stuff that I was talking to somebody else about, but I'm not going to do that today. But anyway, so what I'm going to do here, I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much in frame. I'm just going to take this, and the first thing I want to do is paint the bottom part, and then I'm going to put a rim in a different color around the top. So I'm going to grab a old synthetic brush, and this one I think I'm going to do in black. Hopefully this paint isn't dried up. My heavy body paint should be okay. You know what? Acrylic paint ruins the nails. I don't like that, but okay. So anyway, I'm using some black, and I'm just going to paint around the bottom. I'm not putting anything on to start. Everything I've read, almost everything I've read, has said it'd be okay if you're using a plastic pot. You won't have a problem with your acrylic paints. If you use a clay pot and then you put water in it, the moisture seeps in through the clay, which is what is nice about a clay pot. But it will also eventually bubble up the paint underneath, and it will start to chip off. So plastic pots are better to work with. But I got a little black up here, but I'm not going to worry about it. Shoot, I already got it on my finger. I am such a messy acrylic painter, which is why I use a apron when I paint.
Piece of grass, walking down the road. Tell me, how long you gonna stay here, Joe? Some people say this town don't look good in the snow. You don't care, I know.
Now, as you can see, I've got two pots painted on the bottom portion. I think they're both going to, well, at least the blue will probably need another coat, because I'm just using Liquitex Basics, which is a student grade paint, and it is thinner. It doesn't go on as opaque as artist quality professional paint does. This black might be okay because I used Liquitex heavy body professional paint, so it may be okay. We'll have to see. I do see a little spot there that I'm going to need to fix. So I'm just going to go ahead and let these dry, and then we will move on with step 2. Okay, so now I've painted 2 coats on both of the bottom portions. I think that'll be enough for this. I have to wait to see if it'll, once it's dry, if it'll have any orange showing through. It comes out a bright, like cobalt looking blue, and then it turns very dark, and this is phthalo is what that is. And this black is pretty much dry. It's dry to the touch, so I'm going to go ahead and do the top half of this portion. For this one, I've got some aqua green that I think I'm going to use with it. It's either that or an orangey red, but I think that'll go better with the blue. So I'm gonna use that color on the top of this. And normally I'd say tape this off, but I'm just gonna have to do it very carefully, and if I make a mistake I might tape it later. I'm afraid I'll pull the paint off though, so because it's still too wet. So I'm gonna go ahead and squeeze some out here. I don't have a palette out here, or I'd squeeze it out onto a palette, but so I'm gonna do the top rim and also this portion here. Oh, I think that's gonna be a good color.
Chewing a piece of grass, walking down the road. Tell me, how are you gonna stay here, Joe? Some people say this
As you can see on this pot, it's still wet right now, but I went around the outside. I didn't get the edges real good. I'm going to go back and do that, but I wanted to show you that I am doing the inside. Of course, it'll need another coat, but the reason I'm doing the inside is so that wherever the dirt level drops to, it'll still have that color and you won't see the pale orange on the inside. It'll probably give it more of an illusion of being a ceramic pot or something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and put the red on this one. I think. I don't know, maybe I'll put black. Oh, I wish I could hear from you guys and you could tell me what to put on there. But, well, let me think about it. I tried a little bit of red and I don't like it. So that's getting put away. I think I want to put white on top of this, but I'm afraid white being that close to the dirt is just going to make it look horrible. So I don't know. Maybe I'll just do it anyway. What the heck, right? It's just a plastic pot, and if it looks bad, I can throw it away or recycle it, whatever. But that's what I think I'll do. I'm going to wipe this off, and I will start with white. I think the white will do much better on there. I'm going to use white on this one too, but it'll be a little bit different. So, my white is very old. It's Liquitex Heavy Body, and it's probably dried out. It's pretty darn dry, so I'm going to have to use some water to get it going. Okay, well, I've decided I'm going to go ahead and put tape around this bottom portion, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take pieces and stick it on me first, so that it's not too sticky on the tape. That usually helps to take the sticky down. And being painter's tape, I'm hopeful that this time I'm going to make sure that I get down here along this edge. I'm thinking I might do a Van Gogh style on that one. With the dots and the swirls and stuff. We'll see. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm just taking a makeup sponge and I am dabbing it onto the black area. Unfortunately, my paint is kind of a mess. So I'm going to have to go back and touch up a lot of these, but that's all right. You know, it just takes time and patience. But so I'm just going all the way around. You know what would look really cool is watermelon color with seeds. That would look really cool. I might do another one like that. I keep using my right hand and I'm left-handed. That's part of my problem. Duh. It works much better when I use my left hand. What do you know? So I'm just going to go all the way around this and finish that up. Now, unfortunately, some of these stamps didn't come out right because my paint is so dry, my white was. So what I'm doing is I'm going around with a little brush and move that over there. And I'm just touching up all of these little triangles that got messed up. There's quite a few that got messed up. So, and some are just look too big. So I'm just going around the edges and making them triangles again. Very simple. So if you even make a mistake, it's okay, you know. Nice thing about acrylic paint is that you can always fix them. My sponge was just a makeup sponge that I used, and it's soft, so it kind of bent sometimes when I pushed down on it. There's a couple of them that even came out kind of square, so I'm just gonna, and I don't like how some of them are real big, so I'm making them smaller. Very simply done by just taking that black and going around. Finish this off. I'm going to take some of this crystal clear Krylon finish. It says, though, it doesn't say waterproof. It says water resistant. So I'm not sure. Although it says remove loose rust and paint if you're going to put it over something that was rusted. So rust can happen. I don't know. We'll see. I know that you don't want to use something like Mod Podge or anything like that because it will definitely come off. So you don't want to use that. Now I've fixed up my little triangles here, and I'm going to take this out into the ground. I'll fix these up, and then I'm going to go ahead and spray this. I'm using the glossy finish. You can use a matte finish, but I wanted this to kind of look like one of those enameled ceramic pots. I know it's not going to look exactly like it, but I can at least give the illusion a little bit, you know? So that's what I'm going to do there. And then I'm going to start working on this other one, and I'm not sure about the white. I think it's too stark on top, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do there. I might change this to black, which really seems like a waste of time. It's just a pot, right? But I want to do that Van Gogh kind of swirly stuff on it. I think that's what I'm going to do. So let me finish this one up, though, and then we'll work on the other one. Okay, I've sprayed this with the Krylon finish, and you can see here, hopefully you can see how clear that looks. It almost looks like a ceramic pot. Once it's dry, I'm going to put a plant in it, and you'll see the finished look at the end. But anyway, that's it. So easy to do, and now I've got a pretty pot instead of an ugly old faded orange plastic crappy pot. I went over this with black, but what I'm doing is taking it, a rag, and wiping some of it off so it has kind of a distressed look, because I kind of liked the way the white was showing through on parts of it. So I'm kind of making it look like it's weathered, but this paint is drying fast because it's warm out. So I'm wetting it a little bit. Oh, it's tacky. I guess you could dry brush this too, but this is so easy to do this way. And it doesn't have to be everywhere, but I do want it to look, that part's a little too much. There we go. Put some black back on there. I have two coats of black on, but I'm going to take a little more off of here. I could just scrape into it too. Maybe I'll do that a little bit. Yeah, that works. Scrape look looks kind of cool. And I'm going to wipe through it. See? Kind of like that weathered look. Yeah, I don't like the black, or the scrape though. I'm going to go over that so that it doesn't look like that. There we go. But there. Especially on the lip. I think it looks really good on the lip of the pot. Just like that. Almost looks silver to me, but. Okay, so what I'm doing now is kind of a Van Gogh style thing. I'm just getting it started. And it's so simple. You know, the Starry Night painting is just basically lots of swirls and kind of cool stuff like that. It was pretty genius on Van Gogh's part, actually. But he had big ones for the moon, and then he had a smaller one for the stars. But it was all just kind of jaggedy and swirled around. It's nothing but swirls. There's that one. It's more yellow in the center here to cover up that blue. There. And then darker one in the center. That's how he did it. And then the stars he did that way too. So I'm going to put those here and there, starting with white because it covers up the blue. I don't care about the color mixing in with it. And then he did this. Actually though, I've got some metallic paint. I'm just going to make it my own. So let me put that down. Oh, that might be too light. I got to use this darker one. Yeah, that'll be better. I can get a little bit of reflection going this way. Put that on top of it. Maybe I'll mix this other one in. I got gooeys on here. I got to get off. There, make it thicker. Just use this. There we go. Now the metallic doesn't seem to be showing well. I'm going to mix it in with the yellowy orange color just to try to get a more metallic. There we go. I'm going to do one over here. There. So those are started. Now I've got to go around those as well. Yeah, he did that, and then he does his little dashes around it.
Chewing a piece of grass, walking down the road. Tell me, how long you gonna stay here, Joe? Some people say this town don't look good in the snow. You don't care, I know.
Okay, so now I have this sitting on. I'm just going to put the Krylon on it like I did with the other one.
Sunshine, where the days are longer, the nights are stronger than
Okay, so this one is finished. You can see how shiny it is. see, I don't know. But I'll show you good pictures at the end. So remember, be courageous, paint with wild abandon, and most of all, be kind to each other. Have a great day, everybody. God bless you. Bye-bye.